We need to talk about a phone scam that is just way too convincing, and it's targeting millions of people on Medicare. But don't worry, in the next few minutes, you're going to learn exactly how it works, and more importantly, how to shut it down for good.
Okay, so just imagine this for a second. Your phone starts ringing. You glance down and the caller ID says Medicare. I mean, that looks official, right? Your first thought is probably, oh, I should get this. It must be important. But that right there is exactly where the trap is set. They're counting on that trust.
So, where does this all start? Well, it all kicks off with one very, very convincing phone call. And if you can understand this first step, you can basically dismantle the whole scam before it even gets going. So here's the story they'll tell you. They'll say they're from Medicare and that you're due for a new, updated card, maybe a plastic one with a chip. Or they'll mention some great new benefit you're now eligible for. But here's the hook, and it's always the same. They just need to verify your information before they can send it out. It sounds so simple, so helpful, and totally legit. But you gotta ask, what makes these calls so darn believable? Well, it all comes down to a tactic that security experts have a name for: high-fidelity impersonation. And believe me, it's the engine that makes this whole thing run. Yeah, this isn't just some random person making a clumsy phone call. High fidelity means these guys have done their homework. They might already have your name, maybe even your address. They sound professional, they're patient, and they sound like they have authority. They are absolute pros at mimicking the real thing, all to get you to lower your guard and just trust them. You'll hear a line that sounds almost exactly like this. Just listen to those words: issuing, verify, release. That's not an accident. That language is chosen very carefully to make you feel like you're doing the responsible thing, that you're preventing a problem, when in reality, playing along is what causes the problem.
Okay, so now you know their game plan. Let's talk about your game plan, your defense. It really just comes down to three super simple but incredibly powerful red flags that will stop these scammers in their tracks every single time.
Here's the playbook. It's that easy. First, the call comes out of the blue. It's totally unexpected. You didn't ask for it. Second, they start asking for your personal info, your Medicare number, your social security number, maybe even your bank details. And third, they try to create this feeling of urgency, right? They'll say you have to act now or you'll miss out. Or worse, your coverage will get cut off. So an unexpected call asking for private info with a pressing deadline, that's the trifecta of a scam.
Look, if you remember just one thing from this whole explainer, please make it this. This, right here, is the gold rule for dealing with any government agency, and it is your ultimate shield.
You know, the difference between a real government agency and a scammer is like night and day. It's just so clear when you see it laid out. Scammers will call you out of the blue, they'll pressure you, and they'll demand your data right now. The real government? Totally opposite. They rely on official processes and a paper trail. They will never, ever cold call you to ask for that kind of sensitive information.
So here it is, the golden rule to lock away in your brain. Real agencies, like Medicare, will almost always make first contact with you through official mail, a letter, in an envelope. They will not just call you up out of nowhere asking for your Medicare number or your bank information. If you can just internalize that one fact, you can shut these scammers down every single time.
So what does all this mean? It means you are in control. Seriously, this knowledge is your power. You're no longer just a potential target on the other end of a phone call. Nope, you're the one who knows the red flags, who can see the scam for what it is, and you can just confidently hang up.
All right, so now you know the entire scammer playbook. But the most powerful thing you can do with this information is to share it. Just take a second and think. Who in your life, your mom, your dad, a grandparent, a neighbor, a friend, who really needs to hear this? Because spreading the word, that's how we protect everyone.